Hey everyone, today's it is about when he slaps you. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Let's get going. Smoke hung heavy in the air, acid and clinging, a mirror to the tension coiling between you and Katsuki. The abandoned training ground, your usual refuge for explosive battles and whispered confessions, felt suffocating tonight. Every crackle of his electricity, every muttered curse seemed to echo the growing distance between you. Silence had been your weapon tonight, a stark contrast to the usual symphony of starky remarks and playful bickers. He had noticed, of course, how you kept your back to him, gaze fixed on an inexistent horizon. His own explosions had died down, replaced by a restless facing that kicked up little dust devils. Spit it out, he finally barked, the frustration simmering beneath his gruff exterior, finally boiling over. He took a shaky breath, the words scratching like broken glass in your throat. Katsuki, you started, your voice barely a whisper against the roar of the city in the distance. I'm tired. The silence that followed was heavier than anything that you had ever known. His stillness was unnerving, the only sign of life that clenched fists at his sides, the electricity crackling around them like trapped lightning. Then, in a heartbeat, it detonated. His hand, a searing brand, slapped across your cheek. The world seemed to tilt, your jaw throbbing with a newfound ache. Tears welled up in your eyes, not just from the physical pain, but from the betrayal etched on his face. Tired? He hissed, his voice venom laced with disbelief. Of what? My explosions? My damn personality? Each word was a shard of ice, piercing your heart. You stumbled back, clutching your stinging cheek, tears blurring your vision. No, you choked out. Of this, of us, Katsuki. We keep pushing each other. We fight and shout, but then what happens? He opened his mouth to retort, but the words seemed to catch in his throat. The anger melted away, replaced by a raw vulnerability that was as foreign to him as the sky without thunder. He saw the hurt in your eyes, the confusion mirrored in your tear-streaked face, and it was like a mirror reflecting his own fractured self. Shame, hot and suffocating, washed over him. He had lashed out, wounded you, like a cornered animal lashing out at anything within reach. But this wasn't a sparring match. This was your heart he had just bruised. He started, his voice raspy with unshed tears. I don't know. I don't know what to do without you. The confession, raw and honest, ripped through the tension like a lightning bolt. You blinked, wiping away the tears, a silver of hope flickering in your heart. Katsuki, you whispered, reaching out with a trembling hand. He met it halfway, his touch hesitant at first, then grounding, familiar. I'm not asking you to change, you said, your voice firm despite the wobble in your heart. Just, let's learn to fight alongside each other, not against each other. Not build, not break. The silence again, but this time it was different. It wasn't an abyss, but a bridge, tentatively constructed from unspoken apologies and unspoken promises. He pulled you close to him, his embrace fierce, yet gentle, like a summer storm cradling a delicate flower. Okay then, he rasped, burying his face in your hair. Okay, let's build. His touch, once harsh and demanding, now soothed the sting on your cheek. The embers of his anger had cooled, replaced by a smoldering determination to earn back your trust, brick by shaky brick. The road ahead wouldn't be easy. You knew there would be arguments, and even more misunderstandings, more sparks flying in the wrong direction. But tonight, amidst the dust and smoke, you had glimpsed a new future, one where your shared explosions could illuminate the path instead of fracturing it. And you knew with certainty that mirrored the crackle of his electricity that this time you would weather any storm together. Days turned into weeks, and the echoes of that night lingered in the air between young Katsuki. The once tense atmosphere in the training ground now held a subtle warmth. It wasn't a smooth journey. There were moments of doubt, brief tremors of old patterns threatening to resurface. Yet, with each clash of wills, there came an unspoken understanding that you were both committed to the promise of change. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the training ground in hues of orange and pink, you found yourself sitting side by side. The air was charged with a familiar tension, but this time, it wasn't born of hostility. It was the anticipation of growth, of learning to navigate the complexities of love. Katsuki's gaze was fixed on the horizon, his brow furrowed in thoughts. Breaking the silence, he sighed, the weight of vulnerability settling in the spaces between his words. "I've been an idiot, haven't I?" he muttered, more to himself than to you. You turned to him, a soft smile playing on your lips. "We have both made mistakes," you admitted, "but we're here, trying to figure it out together." He nodded, an acceptance coloring his features. "I hate feeling this unsure," he confessed, his eyes meeting yours. "But I hate the thought of losing you even more." The sincerity in his words was palpable. You reached for his hand, intertwining your fingers, the sound assurance a bridge between your hearts. "We're still learning," you said, your tone gentle. "And that's okay. As long as we're willing to grow, we'll find our way together." In the following weeks, the training ground became a witness to a new chapter in your relationship. Laughter replaced the harsh retorts. Understanding supplanted the frustration, and shared goals replaced conflicting ambitions. One day, as you sparred playfully, Bakugou apologized to you. "I'm sorry. For that night. For the pain that I caused. I don't want to be the reason that you ever doubt us again." "I forgive you," you had replied, not just for yourself, but for the promise of a future that was forged from the lessons of the past. So as you stood there, hand in hand, gazing at the night sky, you realized that scars could heal, and love could be resilient. Thank you guys for listening. I liked this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Goodbye!